Most people believe help comes from the people closest to us, family, friends, people who know our story. But some of the most important moments in life are changed by someone who knows nothing about us at all. A nurse who stayed 5 extra minutes, a stranger who refused money, a teacher who chose belief over rules. Stay with us until the end, because these stories prove something quietly powerful. Sometimes the people who save us are only meant to stay for a moment. Research in psychology calls this intervention impact, when brief human interactions permanently alter outcomes. Studies in healthcare, education, and behavioral science show that small moments of compassion from strangers can outperform long-term interventions. Here are 3 real stories that show how. Story 1, the nurse who stayed 5 extra minutes. The shift officially ended at 7 p.m. The nurse had already worked 12 hours. Her feet hurt. Her phone buzzed with messages from home. Room 417 was not her responsibility anymore, but before leaving, she checked the chart one last time. A middle-aged man, post-surgery, no visitors listed. She paused at the door. Inside, the man stared at the ceiling, awake, rigid, silent. Hospital studies show that post-operative anxiety peaks at night. She stepped inside. "Are you okay?" she asked. He hesitated, then said, "I don't think I'm ready to be alone yet." Hospital policy allowed her to leave. Instead, she pulled up a chair. She didn't talk much. She asked about his work, his dog, the scar on his arm. 5 minutes passed, then 10. Finally, he said something he hadn't said to anyone. "I was scared I wouldn't wake up." Research shows that verbalizing fear reduces physiological stress. She stayed 15 minutes longer. The next morning, his vitals were stable. His anxiety markers were down. Weeks later, he sent a letter. It read, "I didn't need medicine that night. I needed a person." Compassion doesn't follow a schedule, but healing does. Story 2, the hitchhiker who refused the money. The road was empty, no cell signal. Her tire had blown 30 miles from the nearest town. She sat on the hood and cried, not from fear, but exhaustion. According to stress research, breakdowns often occur after danger passes. A truck slowed. An older man stepped out. No rush, no questions. He changed the tire silently. When she reached for her wallet, he shook his head. "No," he said. "Someone helped me once." Psychologists call this moral elevation. She insisted, he refused. Before leaving, he said, "When you get the chance, help someone else." Years later, she told that story while volunteering. One moment of integrity had multiplied. Kindness grows when it isn't exchanged, only passed on. Story 3, the teacher who changed the grade. The paper was technically failing. Rules were rules. The student sat quietly, no argument, no excuses, just silence. The teacher noticed something else. Improvement. Effort. Late nights written between jobs. Educational psychology calls this the Pygmalion effect. The teacher asked the student to stay. Instead of pointing out mistakes, she said, "I can see how hard you tried." She changed the grade, not because the work was perfect, but because belief was. That student went on to graduate. Years later, they returned as a teacher and told the story again. And here's the part most people don't expect. None of these strangers knew the outcome. They helped anyway. These strangers didn't plan to change lives. They simply chose presence over distance, compassion over convenience. And science confirms what these stories show. Brief human kindness can outlast years of hardship. You don't need to stay forever to make a difference. You just need to show up once. If these stories stayed with you, share them with someone who might need a reminder. This is Echoes of Hope with Kai and Cindy, where every story ends in light.